I'm at the IBC here in Paris, and I'm with the BBC's Andy Wdowicki. Andy, good to see you. How are you doing?
Yep, okay.
So you've worked on a few Olympics now, dating back to 2016. So how does this Paris 2024 compare to some of the others that you've worked on?
Paris looks amazing on camera. I've done Rio, I did Tokyo, I did Beijing Winter Olympics. I planned some of the Commonwealth Games and Winter Olympics and didn't get to go out there because of health reasons. So it's finally a real reward to get out on an Olympic Games that isn't restricted by COVID restrictions. We do things differently every Olympics. So each one is a challenge.
And just explain to us, if you can, what you have in terms of the setup here at the IBC and how you're organising things in Salford as well. And then obviously you've got the studio at the Trocadero in central Paris as well. So how does that all kind of fit together?
Yeah, so because of our rights agreement, we can only run 2 live channels for this Olympic Games. So we have Olympics Extra and BBC One, which moves to BBC Two when we do the news. So those 2 channels the galleries are in Salford. The studio is out in Paris at the Trocadero. We have a broadcast operations centre here in the IBC, and we've decided to move quite a large element of the production office space away from the IBC, closer to the studio, more central, in a co-working space.
And what do you have here, like specifically at the IBC, in terms of staff, roles, number of people who are working on the BBC's output?
Yep. So we have a broadcast operations centre here where we take all the world feeds from OBS. We technically check them all, and we add BBC commentary or host commentary to those feeds. We also have in excess of 20 BBC unilateral feeds. So they are mix zone reporters in mix zone positions. We have announced platforms at the swimming and the athletics. You will have seen Gabby presenting at the athletics, Claire presenting at the swimming. All of those come through here, and we on-pass everything to Salford. So we're taking in excess of 100 feeds in at the IBC here and sending them to the UK down 28 lines. So what that involves is the broadcast operations centre next door here. We have a small post-production operation. They do turnaround, so anything that can't fit down the lines, they record and we play out at a suitable point, or we file transfer. We have 4 edit suites here, which editorially works for us, but the edits are actually remote, so the clients are back in the UK. That saves us on shipping some hardware out here. We have 4 off tubes here where we can place commentators in the IBC if we haven't put a commentary box out in the venue. And the broadcast operations desk itself, we have a lineup area which commentators call up and do lineup from, and we technically check their mics and we EQ the mics before we add them onto the host feeds. We have sound supervisors who manage all the comms, commentary coming in and talkback 4 wires. We have resource managers who switch things down the lines. They manage the resources. We work to schedules. We have a lines producer who editorial decides the priority of things going down lines. And we are supported by a team of engineers behind us who are responsive to things going wrong, like issues with feeds, international connectivity issues, things like that. So we have the BBC's broadcast connectivity team. We have British Telecom who do our international connectivity, and we have our own engineers here on site, along with Mod24 who have done our systems, who are systems integrators for this event.
And just finally, can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing with you did with the opening ceremony and then the closing ceremony as well? Because I understand those are in UHD.
Yes, so we originally had a really big ambitious plan for Tokyo's Olympics to do as much as possible of the whole Olympics in UHD. COVID put kibosh on that. And so we ended up reducing that for Tokyo. For Paris, we've decided to do the opening and closing ceremonies. So the host feed that is about 3 hours long is given to people as full UHD. We do that on iPlayer, so you can watch that, but it's bookended by our presentation. and our presentation is upscaled from HD to UHD. So we have a program feed from Salford. We upconvert that here, and we delay the UHD pictures from OBS of the opening ceremony to match that feed. And we make the switch here on this desk for the opening and closing ceremonies.